So Ballast Point got sold again. Let's discuss. Hey, what's up everybody? Rod J back again. Thanks for swinging by to check out another video. So this one, a little bit of beer news. By the time you're reading this, you're probably already hearing Ballast Point is being sold to a brewery out of Chicago. A little, I would say unknown brewery, because a lot of people have never heard of them. Even people I know in the Chicago area had never really checked it out. This brewery called Kings and Convicts Brewing. Interesting name there for Kings and Convicts. But anyway, Ballast Point now in the process of being sold. The amounts haven't been fully disclosed yet on what the cost was from this situation. But just think, 4 years ago, they were sold and picked up by Constellation Brands. At that time, that was for $1 billion. $1 billion with a B dollars. I mean, that is a good amount of money for sure. And now they're being resold again. It's kind of interesting to see all taking place. Put in perspective with them being actually sold previously at $1 billion. Earlier this year, we just had Boston Beer, who's actually purchased Dogfish Head. We had about $300 million in that area. By the time Keurig gets done with New Belgium, it is expected to actually be around $300 to $400 million for that deal. Previously, we talked about that being 190. That 190 million was just for the employee packages. So it'll be about 350 to 400 by the time they're said and done. And they were bought 4 years ago for $1 billion. That is crazy. Terms, like I said, haven't been disclosed yet on this deal. However, they did say it's less than $1 billion. So basically, they're selling to recoup whatever they can get back, being Constellation Brands. It'll be interesting to see what Convict and Kings will actually do, because they're based out of like a suburban area there in Chicago. From what I've picked up thus far, is a group of investors who have like a brewery is kind of a side type thing. This year, they are expected in their brewery to make 660 barrels. Yeah, 660 barrels, compared to Ballast Point, who's projected to actually have about 200,000 barrels, which is actually down from where it was previously the year before, 370,000, which is probably one of the reasons Constellation is looking at moving them out. But Constellation is a large company. They got other things on the horizon. They've done very well with Corona. They got the hard Corona seltzer coming out here next year. Some other stuff they're reinvesting in. And for them, it was time to cut their losses and move them on. And now, here's the thing. Ballast Point going back to Convict and Kings, who technically would be kind of like a nano-type brewery, could bring Ballast Point back into the craft beer world in the way that if you're following the Brewers Association definition of craft beer, they're actually going to be a craft brewery again, because they're not going to be owned by a company that had them unlisted as one. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. You know, hold our breath. They're going to be brewing some of the Ballast Point beers they're saying in Chicago. Convict and Kings also has a place in Wisconsin, and they're going to be brewing some of their beers in the Ballast Point spot. Not that people will probably look for them because they don't really know them that much, but we'll see what happens. But it's interesting. It's been a year of changes here in the craft beer world, and that is something else that just took place. So if you haven't had a chance to take a look at what happened there, you can check it out online. There's a lot of pieces out there. This is one that I pulled earlier. I saw some other ones out there where they're getting more and more details in about this story, but just the season for selling of breweries, I guess. So we'll see what happens over the next year and go from there. Thanks for swinging by to check out another video. Look forward to catching you guys next time. Keep drinking those good craft beers. Remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better come.